What is the greatest invention of all time? Although some people might say it's the internet, we might never have reached that level of knowledge without the printing press. Without the printing press, we wouldn't have newspapers, libraries, books, or even schools as we know them today. Johannes Gutenberg was born in 14th and he died in 1468. He was born in the city of Mainz, Germany. He was distinguished goldsmith, inventor, printer, and publisher who introduced printing to Europe with the invention of mechanical movable type printing press. During the Dark Ages, people couldn't access to books that easily. There were hardly 2,000 books in Europe. Before the printing press was invented, any writings and drawings had to be completely by hand. Several different materials were used to transcribe books: clay, papyrus, wax, and parchment. It wasn't just anyone who was allowed to do this. Such work was usually reserved for scribes who lived and worked in monasteries. That difficulty to obtain books made people more ignorant and more susceptible of manipulation from rulers and clergy. The very first book to be printed with the Gutenberg new machine was the Holy Bible. 180 copies were printed. Gutenberg's invention had a dramatic impact in Europe. Initially, the monarchs rejected it. Handwritten books were a sign of luxury and wealthy, and it was no match for the cheaper, mass-produced books. Thus, printing press materials were first more popular with the lower classes. Printed text became a new way to spread information to vast audiences, quickly and cheaply. Academics benefited from this dissemination of scholarly ideas, and even politicians found that they could reach the public's interest through printed pamphlets. An important side effect was that people could read and increase their knowledge more easily now. This increased the discussion and development of new ideas. The printing press played a major role in shaping the Renaissance. He just took a bowl, he rocked and rolled the bowl so that it gets totally wet with ink. He used the bowls and rubbed them together so they were completely equally inked and the ink is evenly distributed. Then he applied the ink to the top of the letters in the movable types. The next step was to print the letters into paper. Paper was just being printed in China and got to Germany through Italy. Then he fixed the paper in a device called the tipping that holds the paper in position. He used to fold down the tipping and then he compressed a hammer against the paper so it gets impressed by ink types.